Hi everyone, I am your host Shande. I'm the marketing and community coordinator of MindsDB, and this is our MindsDB in Practice webinar. We host this webinar monthly at the end of the month on the last Friday, where we showcase new features of MindsDB and also have a Q&A session with the community where we get to know them a little bit better. With me today is Martina, who is the technical product manager of MindsDB, and she will be doing a presentation as well as a demo. This month, we are celebrating the release of MindsDB's version 26, so we are super excited about that. The team has been working for the past 2 months to make this release happen, and we are so happy to share it with everyone. So on the agenda, Martina will do a presentation and a demo. After that, we will have a quick Q&A session. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, feel free to pop it in the chat, and we will take your questions afterwards. In the meantime, please let us know where you're from, what you do for a living, and also if you have a use case with AI and specifically a use case with MindsDB. It will be really great to see how our team can assist you. So without further ado, I'm going to give over to Martina.
Thank you, Chandra. So as Chandra mentioned, I'm going to walk you through quickly of what's included in our most recent release, v26. It was a major release. There's been a lot of changes, some of them backward incompatible changes. So I will go through the highlights of this release package, and I'll follow that with MindsDB agents, specifically the usage recommendations and limitations we have in place for open source agents, um, and a demo presenting how you can achieve best accuracy by prepping your data essentially with agents. So I'm going to share my screen now, and you should be able to see the slides. All right. Starting with MindsDB v26, it has been mentioned briefly in the last community call, what's included. So there are three major items, integrations. Some new have been added, some has been deprecated, knowledge bases, some features that are optimizing performance of the existing knowledge bases, and agents that have completely changed. Specifically, the agentic framework has changed from LangChain to Pydantic. So as for the integrations, you may be familiar that MindsDB has close to 200 integrations in total that have been contributed by our community, developers, users, and we are grateful for that. And we are working on making those integrations as officially supported by MindsDB. So each of the integrations has to go through the process to comply with the specific feature set and requirements to be certified as supported. The rest of them are community, which are of course usable, but with a disclaimer that may contain some bugs or missing features. So in this release, we have certified a number of data handlers and app handlers listed here. And we've deprecated the integrations, all of the ML handlers. So MindsDB is redirecting towards being a query engine for AI agents and apps. So we focus on federating data across data sources and providing it to AI agents and apps. As for ML handlers, we kept the bring your own model feature, the BYOM feature that enables users to upload their ML models implementation and still use it within MindsDB. And as for the handlers like LangChain, Lightwood, those have been deprecated. Knowledge bases. So With this release, there are some partial updates to knowledge bases. So we have deprecated ChromaDB as the default storage. The reason for that being that ChromaDB as a vector store has not been supporting all of the features available within knowledge bases. So we went for pgvector, and pgvector is available as a default storage only in MindsDB used via Docker extension. As for MindsDB via Python or Docker image, there are no default storage provided. However, there is a FISE database that we are working on to make a default storage. So this will be coming in the upcoming releases. And another feature is this may be a backward breaking change here by deprecating ChromaDB as a default storage. So watch out for that one. And default batch inserts, yes, we have implemented this feature, which can be enabled or disabled via configuration parameters. And now coming to agents. So there's been a major refactor of agents. We moved away from LangChain and we switched to the Pydantic framework for agents. And this has optimized the performance of agents and introduced certain control over the format of the responses, which I will show during the demo. All right, so this is all for the MindsDB v26 package. This has been published already on Wednesday, so we can go ahead and use it and test it and share any feedback with us. Now, about MindsDB agents. So as I said, we have switched the agentic framework that we are using, although there are no changes to syntax, so you can still use agents as before. It's only the backend, the foundation that has changed. There are some more usage recommendations rather than limitations. We do not enforce any limitations per se, but we have usage recommendations to achieve good performance with agents. And this is related to what kind of data is passed to agents. So I'll get to that in the following slides. And then the output, yes, control over the output format is possible within the SQL query. So I'll cover that in a bit as well. All right, so that's the familiar syntax for using agents. When creating agents in MindsDB, one can define the model explicitly when creating an agent, or it's possible to set up the default model in settings so you don't have to do it every time explicitly when creating agents or knowledge bases. Then for data, we have two types of data sources. One are knowledge bases, which were created within MindsDB. Another type are tables, which come from data sources that were connected to MindsDB. Prompt template, where we recommend to describe data, describe the relations between data to make it easier for the agent to locate relevant data for the question. So yes, so the backend has changed, syntax stays the same, so no backward breaking changes here. And now let me go through a few slides on recommended usage. So what's important when using MindsDB agents, if you want, like when you want to achieve good performance and accurate answer? The crucial step is data preparation. It's good to clean data, removing irrelevant columns, filtering unnecessary rows, and also creating views. For example, to aggregate data between tables, or if tables can be joined, but it's not obvious on which column. So these are the cases when agent's performance could benefit from having a view that is joining, aggregating data, and then passing it to an agent. So cleaning data, creating views, these are the things that may improve the agent's performance. And here, as for data, we also recommend using like up to 10 or fewer objects to ensure that the data you are passing is relevant to the questions that you are going to ask. Yeah, so providing helpful context in the prompt template that includes relations between data and what data is included. This is going to be also essential for making agents work better. But I think like clean, simple, and clean data is the basis for achieving good performance here. And querying an agent. So in MindsDB, core way we interact with MindsDB is the MindsDB SQL. So we can query agents through SQL as well. And you can notice that you can define arbitrary column names here when querying an agent. And an agent is going to actually take the column name into consideration and then generate the content for the specific column. So here we could expect a natural language response to the question, what is the capital of France? And we are selecting answer from agent. So agent is going to answer in the single column in natural language. If you look here, we have a question, how many sales were there per product last month? And here we want the agent to actually format the output into two columns, product name and monthly sales count. So having that, you can further visualize the charts within MindsDB with the newly added feature as well, which I will show in the demo. So this is the control in a way you can have on the output, keeping in mind that the responses from LLMs may be non-deterministic at some points. So tweaking the question, tweaking the prompts, tweaking the way you are trying to influence LLM to produce output. These are the areas to play with in order to achieve good performance and accurate answers. And this is after having the clean data and relatively simple data. So these are the recommended usage for MindsDB agents, and we have coming up our enterprise solution, which is going to be available for general registration shortly. So these are advanced MindsDB agents, I would say. So MindsDB agents is a peek into how things work with certain limitations, and our enterprise product is a better version of that, I would say. So with that, I will move to the quick and simple demo that I've got for today. So in this demo, I'm going to prepare data and connect data to agents and ask some questions and create some charts. So I'm starting by connecting the Postgres database. So this is our sample database that contains a lot of different sample data. And for this example, I'm going to use the web sales data set, which is relatively simple. We have the products table that lists all the product details in these 4 columns. We have orders table, very simple and clean data as well, and customers with customer details, and then the sales column, a sales table that aggregates them all and can be joined. So this is what can be considered as simple and clean data set with which you can achieve good accuracy for agents. Optionally, you can create views where you essentially join this data and do this work for the agent to keep it all in one table. Note that it may work for some use cases, so it may require some tweaking per use case, how to create views and from which tables. All right, so with that, I'm going to create the agent. I'm passing to this agent all 4 tables. And now I can ask a question like, what is the average profit per order? And here the correct answer should be around 124. This is from our sample data set to which we have QA pairs, so we can actually evaluate the accuracy of our agent. And on this specific data set, there was about 95% accuracy for the agent. So that's why I'm showing this example of how data should be structured to achieve this kind of results with the open source product. So we've got an answer as a single kind of natural language response as a single value here. So now moving to the next example, the question here is, what is the average sales amount per customer for each segment and region? So that's quite a complex question. And here I can ask an agent to actually format the response into 3 columns. For each segment, for each region, we list the average sales. All right. And having that setup generated by the agent, I can click the visualize the results. So that's a new feature introduced in this release as well. And it is in the backend, it is using an LLM and a set of charting tools to come up with a chart for the results returned by this query. All right, so yeah, that's the chart. You can download it, and that's all for this feature. And lastly, another example of another question and structuring output through the column names. So as I say, like the column names here can be arbitrary. The agent is actually figuring out what should be the content of for each of these columns based on the question, based on the available data. So here we go. And so that was a good example of how to achieve good performance with this kind of simple data from data sources connected to MindsDB. And then we can have also agents that use knowledge bases. So here I have a knowledge base. I'm creating a knowledge base that is going to store data about movies. And I can insert this data into the knowledge base. So this will take quite a bit. So knowledge base is also using an embedding model and a re-ranking model. So you may notice that I have not explicitly defined models in the create knowledge base comment, because I did set it up through the settings. So this will enable you to create knowledge bases, providing only the essentials like metadata or content columns. All right, so the data has been inserted. Let's try to query the knowledge base. So the content that has been embedded into the embeddings format, transformed into the embeddings format, is the plot column. So plot of each movie is has been embedded and stored into a vector store. We have a number of metadata columns that are kind of supporting columns and the ID here. So having this knowledge base, now I can create another agent where I connect this knowledge base. So the usage of knowledge bases here is more for unstructured data, long textual data, documents. So knowledge bases enable semantic search, metadata filtering, and those can be also connected to agents and queried through agent. So here is a simple question: recommend movies that feature dogs. So what the agent does here, the agent has instructions on how to query knowledge bases, because knowledge bases are, well, custom objects created within MindsDB. And here, okay, it's unexpected. That's the non-deterministic nature of LLMs. This has been giving good results before. So let me try that again. All right. And so what the agent does here, it is querying the data semantically through the knowledge base. It is checking the plots of the movies, finding out which of the movies are featuring dogs, and then getting the title and a year of release of that movie. So that is it for agents. These are available for you to try and let us know your feedback. We would appreciate it very much. And that is it for my demo. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thank you, Martina. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. We already have one in the chat from Surya Harnath. He asks, can I use this agent if I have more than 100 plus tables? I gather he wants to know, is there a limitation on how many tables you can feed an agent?
Well, so MindsDB is an open source software, and there is no limit actually enforced that you can have only specific number of tables. There is no limit. However, the performance of the when you connect 100 plus tables to an agent, the performance cannot be guaranteed. Like we have outlined the recommendations usage, how to achieve good performance with agents. And so for 100 plus tables, I would recommend to check out our enterprise solution that is Minds. You could try it within MindsDB, but we cannot guarantee the performance would be up to standard with this kind of large scale data.
Amazing. I don't see any other questions in the chat. I have just sent through a link, which is a blog about the release of MindsDB version 26. If you would like to see what are the new changes, what this means for you, feel free to check it out. As I see, we do not have any more questions, so I think that is it. Thank you, Martina, for your amazing presentation and demo. As always, we really appreciate you giving us the latest scoop on MindsDB. And also thank you for everyone that has attended. And so that's it from my side as well. Enjoy your weekend. Have yourself a lovely one. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.